invoke the blessings of God.
हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल हो ना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। दूर अज्ञान के हो अंधेरे, तू हमें ज्ञान की रोशनी दे, हर बुराई से बचते रहे हम, जितनी भी दे भली जिंदगी दे। ओ बैर होना किसी का किसी से, भावना मन में बदले की होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना।
It's about the orientation.
Right. Good morning to one and all. I'm very happy to stand in front of you for this orientation program, welcoming the 21-22 MBBS batch. This should have happened long time back. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we are holding it now. You are designated as 21-22 batch, though you joined in the year 2022, and your course started on 14th of February or so. I would just start with the program straight away, because Honorable Vice Chancellor has got a lot of schedule. Very outset, sir, on behalf of Kshema, I extend a very hearty welcome to you for this orientation program. I thank you also. I know that your scheduled programs, in spite of that, you always had a heart for Kshema, because you have been a part of us till you took over as the Vice Chancellor. So I again extend a hearty welcome to you. Rest of the welcome address, of course, my own Vice Deans, Dr. Mirajkar sir, Dr. Jaiprakash sir, Medical Superintendent, Dr. Hiramat sir, Kishan, who has been the pivot behind all these events, the coordinator of Medical Education Department, and Dr. Swati ma'am, who has been Professor of Anatomy and laid a very strong foundation in the foundation course. I extend a hearty welcome to all the heads of the departments here, and most important, to all the students of 21-22 batch, and maybe some of the parents who are online who are joining us. At the outset, let me congratulate the batch of 21-22 for two things. One, for having chosen this profession, which of course has been seeing some turmoil of late, but still remains noble, where you can relieve the pain and agony of the fellow human beings and do a great service to the humanity. Secondly, for having chosen K.S Hegde Medical Academy, short called as Kshema. And let me tell you, you have chosen one of the very good college, which stands 45th rank in the NRF ranking, which is done by Government of India. And we are affiliated to a university which is accredited A+ by NAC and ranked around 77th. Let me start with the welcome. I extend again a hearty welcome to all the MBBS graduates of 21-22 batch. It's said that 1,000 miles journey started with a small step by starting of a school at Nitte in 1979. In fact, when I met many of you during the informal talk, I told what is Nitte, where is Nitte, about 65 kilometers, a small village to start with. Now it has blossomed into a major educational hub. Justice K.S Hegde, he's our founder. He's had an illustrious career. He was judge of the Supreme Court and Speaker of the Lok Sabha from 1977 to 1980. And once he retired as a politician or speaker, he just settled down in his village and started the school. 3 decades later, into the education and healthcare, we have 3 campuses, 36 institutions. The campus is located in 25 acres of land at Derlakatte with more than 10 lakh square feet building housing, and it's being continuously upgraded with basic science, with state-of-the-art museum, demonstration halls, labs, library, apart from a 1,000-bedded super specialty hospital and hostels. K.S Hegde Medical Academy is established in 1999 with an annual intake of 100 MBBS students and has been built according to the stringent MCI norms. Of course, now it has changed to NMC, National Medical Commission, presently with 150 MBBS intake. It's also recognized by Medical Council of Malaysia. These are our achievements, milestones, started in 99. Then we kept on adding. 2006, we started the broad specialty postgraduate courses. And now we have 130 postgraduate students of 136 intake with 1 super specialty, MCH urology, and 150 undergraduate intake. In addition to that, we also do cater to the paramedical support system, particularly the lab technology, the anesthesia technology, etc., which has got a lot of scope. I believe a successful medical college of excellence should have 5 criteria: good management, permanent teaching faculty, infrastructure and hospital, library, research, and hostels. Success of an institution depends upon the transparent and able management. We are blessed and lucky enough to be guided. Our patron, Sri N. Vinay Hegde, President, Nitte Education Trust, and Honorable Chancellor of Nitte, deemed to be university. Professor M. Shantaram Shetty, a well-renowned orthopedic surgeon, the first dean of this college, then first vice-chancellor of Nitte, deemed to be university. Now he is our pro-chancellor, hospital management and medical postgraduate studies. Mr. Vishal Hegde, pro-chancellor administration. Our own honorable vice-chancellor, Dr. Satish Kumar Bandari, he is my predecessor as a dean. And then he is a renowned ENT surgeon. He was heading a department of ENT ever since the inception of this college, before he became vice dean, and he took over as dean, and now presently he is the vice chancellor of the Nitte University. Dr. M.S. Muditaya, pro vice chancellor. Professor Alka Kulkarni, Registrar, Dr. Prasad Shetty, Controller of Examination. Next comes the faculty. Institutions are not just built with brick and mortar. It's the faculty who are the true pillars of the institution. We have 76 professors, about 39 readers, associate professors, lectures, assistant professors 88, tutors, assistants 271, total 474, support staff 1364. In fact, these numbers are much more than the minimal prescribed by the National Medical Commission. Of course, there will be some here, some people leaving and some new people coming in, but overall, we are well managing or meeting the requirements. This is myself, your Dean, Dr. Prakash, Dr. Amrit Mirajkar, Vice Dean, Administration, Professor and Head of the Department of Physiology. I think you would have heard his classes. Dr. Jay Prakash Shetty, Vice Dean, Administration, Kshema, Professor, Head Pathology. Major Dr. Shivkumar Hiramat, Medical Superintendent. Dr. Preti Ratnakar, Professor and Head Department of Anatomy. I'd be failing in my duty if I don't mention Dr. Preti. Madam was my student, MBBS student, and today I am proud that she sits with me in the council meeting. Dr. Sukanya Madam, Professor and Head Department of Biochemistry. Dr. Rajendra Holla, Professor and Head Department of Pharmacology. Dr. Asha Pai, Professor and Head Department of Microbiology. Dr. Mahablesh Shetty, Professor and Head Department of Forensic Medicine. Dr. Nanjesh Kumar, Professor and Head Community Medicine. Dr. Sudhindra Rao, Professor and Head Department of General Medicine. Dr. Bhagavan, Professor and Head General Surgery. Unfortunately, he has a case, they scheduled a case, so he is not able to make it. Someday I'll introduce him to you. Dr. Varish Bhatt, Professor and Head Department of ENT. Dr. Rishikesh Amin, Professor and Head Department of Ophthalmology. Dr. Vikram Shetty, Professor and Head Orthopedics. Dr. Lakshmi Manjira, Professor and Head Obstetrics and Gynecology. Dr. Radhika Shanai, Professor and Head Department of Pediatrics. Dr. Girish, Professor and Head Department of Dermatology. Dr. Giridhar, Professor and Head Pulmonary Medicine. Dr. Srinivas Bhatt, Professor and Head Psychiatry. Dr. Raghuraj, Professor and Head Radiodiagnosis. Again, I am told that he is held up in a procedure, so he is not able to make it up. Dr. Shripas, Professor and Head Department of Anesthesiology. Dr. Rajiv, he is a Professor and Head Department of Urology, where we are running the MCH courses. In 23 years, the hospital has expanded from a 300-bedded hospital into a mega complex of 1,000-bedded complex. We have all modern diagnostic facilities like state-of-the-art labs, MRIs, CT scans, cath lab, modern operation theaters, intensive care unit, emergency and trauma center, super specialty departments. We do care for cancer patients. Surgical skill lab is one of our forte, because even before the NMC prescribed these norms, we had already started this in 2014. We have IVF lab facility, Advanced Neurological Research Center, Stem Cell and Genetic Research Center. Library is not a luxury, but one of the necessities of life, more so in the medical school. Apart from departmental libraries, There's a central library with a seating capacity of 350, fully air-conditioned, with collection of 18,600 books, 3,819 e-books, 142 subscribed journals, equipped with internet facility and Wi-Fi. Here I would like to make an observation. I see hardly the library being utilized, except during 1 month prior to the examination. This is not the way a library should be utilized. There should be a constant utilization of library facilities. Just going there, sitting and reading a month before exams is not the way to utilize a library. We have innovative learning methods. During the pandemic, all of you are aware, we needed to switch to the alternative teaching methodologies, which we are able to do it, particularly with Dr. Harsha sir backing us up, and we were able to easily switch over. So Skill Lab, e-learning resources. We have research collaborations with various universities. To mention a few, Wake Forest University, North Carolina, USA, University of Texas, University of Oxford, Christchurch University, Canterbury, UK, and this is the one with the stem cell research. Of course, Catholic University here, Korea. These two are the one with whom state-of-the-art stem cell lab has been established. We are not lagging behind in the social, corporate social responsibility. 16 outreach activities. In fact, yesterday we had one more rural inauguration at Dabbekata, which is almost just over 100 kilometers from this place. And one of the medical officers have been appointed there, largely benefiting. Almost we are treating 200,000 patients every year, either in a very subsidized rates or free. Interns and postgraduates are posted to rural health centers, and we have got a unique scheme called Gramak Shema, which will be explained in further. This is wherein a group of students, 4 to 5 students, are being allotted a family where they care for this family till their final year, which NMC has recently introduced in its curriculum of CBME and has made it mandatory. So more so, the community medicine department is running this show, and they've already started. So they have the experience, they have to improvise or fine-tune the same. We have separate hostels for boys and girls located in the campus with hygienic catering. We have got central kitchen from where the food is supplied. Dr. Srinath Kawat, he is the chief warden of the boys' hostel. Again, he is not able to make it because of the surgery he has posted. He is a ENT surgeon. Dr. Sukanya Madam, again, the warden. Dr. Nirmal Babu, resident warden. He is our own student, MBBS, MS, and is now assistant professor in orthopedics. I take the pleasure in introducing Lieutenant Colonel Basraj Givari, who is the Assistant Director, Student Welfare. Basraj sir, he is the 3 important do's, discipline, dress code, attendance. Let me not elaborate too much on this, because in the course of the orientation program, these things will be told to you. Since we are to carry on with the function, we need to hurry up with that. But let me tell you one thing, without discipline in life, some amount of discipline in life, nothing can be achieved. So see that you maintain a strict, follow the regulations and dress codes. Of course, regarding attendance, everything will be told in the due course of the day. Of course, ragging is banned. I get regular reports from the staff who visits the hostel, and all the reports are saying there's no such incidents of ragging happening. Everybody is fine and happy. Usage of two-wheelers and four-wheelers is banned for undergraduate students. So this will be strictly implemented. If anybody found violating, they need to face the music. Our campus is tobacco-free. Mobile phones in the college and hospitals are banned. We have a strong student mentoring, monitoring and care. To integrate the new students to the mainstream, there's a mentoring scheme by senior students. The mentor interacts with the students on a regular basis. I think a student handbook is given to all of you. In there, your mentors' names, telephone numbers will be given. Teacher guardian scheme, group of students are allotted to one teacher who look after their welfare. Any grievances or anything you want to share, please contact your teacher guardian or seniors and try to get it resolved. We have an online portal system called Chaitanya, where your attendance are monitored and through which the parents are intimated regarding attendance and sessional examination marks. Of course, parents are not here. If those of them who are online, I would like to tell them, restrict the pocket money you give to your wards, regular interaction with staff and mentors, active participation in PTA. Prior to pandemic, we did have 1 or 2 PTAs in a year, but because of pandemic, we could not. Maybe this year, if situation improves, we try to have parent-teacher meeting. This is the vision and mission we have to build a human society through excellence in education and healthcare. Thank you for patiently listening. Again, I extend a hearty welcome, my best wishes. May God bless you all in your endeavors. Thank you.
Good morning to each one of you gathered here. Good morning. Strict disciplinarian, revered teacher, Dean of the Medical School, Professor Prakash, very dynamic and proactive Vice Deans, Professor Amrut Mirajkar and Professor Jayaprakash Shetty, my colleague from the university, Professor Harsha Halhalli, the curriculum director, very proactive from the medical education department, the coordinator of a medical education department, Professor Kishan Prasad, Professor Swati, very distinguished heads of the departments, Colonel Givari, the Assistant Director of Student Affairs, my wardens of the various hostels in the campus, parents, my dear students, and members of the press. It's my privilege to be part of this ceremony and the orientation program. At the outset, let me congratulate the new entrants of 21-22 batch who have been selected to join this prestigious university through a very competitive examination, NEET. I welcome all the 150 bright young budding doctors to our Nitte family. Prakash will agree with me that White Coat Day is a very recent phenomenon. When we joined the medical school, one of my other colleagues will agree with me that we had no white coat ceremony during those days. If you go to the history of white coat ceremony, it was started in Columbia University, College of Physicians and Surgeons, way back in 1993 by Professor Arnold Gold. He started a Gold Foundation. He's a pediatric neurologist. Later, this movement This spread throughout the USA and in the Europe. Now it is being practiced most of the Western countries. And thanks to the new competency-based medical education, now it is being implemented in India also. What is the significance of white coat ceremony? White coat ceremony signifies a rite of passage in the journey towards becoming a doctor or a healthcare professional. In other words, it signifies the conversion of a lay person into a member of healthcare profession. The main purpose of the ceremony is to sensitize the prospective healthcare professionals. I call it healthcare professionals because it's not only white coat ceremony is celebrated with the medical schools, also it's being celebrated in the nursing school, pharmacy school, and allied health courses. It is to sensitize you about the duties and the responsibilities to be followed, and also to reassure from our side that you are not alone, and that there are people like Colonel Givari and my wardens and the heads of the departments, teachers, supporting staff like Rachana Chengappa, who is the manager in the office, and your seniors to support and mentor you during your next 5.5 years of very intensive training period. This white coat represents the research bent of mind, the scientific role of a doctor to be played, and also signifies the evidence-based medicine. There is an ongoing debate whether medicine is an art or a science. According to the many scholars, they are like two sides of a coin, and they are inseparable. The art of science in medical practice is important, unlike other professions like engineering, because here we have to deal with human beings, with body, mind, and soul. You are not dealing with only the physical health. You have to deal with the mental and spiritual health of the individual. According to Saunders, an academician and a physician, the practice of medicine with its daily dynamic judgments, which a physician need to undertake in day-to-day practice, is both science and the art. Always we wonder why some doctors, in spite of their mediocre academics in the medical school, become very successful and very busy practitioners in their life, and they are revered by patients. The best clinician, one who is armed not only with scientific knowledge, also practices medicine using excellent clinical judgment, compassion, empathy, and professionalism and skill, is a real doctor. As you all are aware, the science of medicine is rapidly changing with the advancement of scientific knowledge associated with the fourth industrial. Now we are already crossed fourth, and now we are going to the fifth industrial revolution, and also we ought to call fourth education revolution of 21st century, where intelligence is going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. But the art of medicine, which requires communication skills and an approach to the suffering with empathy, compassion, and care, will remain the building blocks of the science of medicine forever. All of you will agree with me that with the progress of science and its application, there's a rapid decline in the so-called human elements of health care providers, which has diluted the good old doctor-patient relationship. Unfortunately, the art of clinical medicine is losing its importance in the present clinical teaching setup, with a lot of importance given to high-tech gadgets and machinery and the instruments, and the art of medicine is receiving less emphasis. The importance of humanities in medical education has been realized across the globe, and steps have been taken by various universities, medical schools, and statutory bodies to introduce humanities in medical schools and the universities. I understand in one of the universities in Brisbane, students are recruited to medicine only after they have passed or learned music and philosophy. I am happy to note that after 70 years of independence, our National Medical Commission, earlier it was called MCI, has come out with competency-based medical education, where importance is also given not only for knowledge, also for skills, attitude, communication skills, ethics, and values and research. Dear students, according to me, you are the most luckiest and privileged lot among the students aspiring to receive higher education. In the year 21-22 batch in the Nitte examination, I understand more than 16 lakhs of students appeared in the country, and only about 70,000 odd could succeed in getting MBBS seats, and you are one among them. This is out of 1.4 billion population of the country. According to me, you are also lucky to get admission into K.S Hegde Medical Academy, our medical school, and the highlights of the medical school already have been told by the dean in his own imitable way. He said there are 5 criteria to select a best medical school or any institution: governance, credentials of the university, infrastructure, particularly teaching hospital, faculty, and facilities for research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. In all these parameters, your college stands out among the committee of medical colleges in the country. Your college is named after our very revered judicial luminary, late Justice K.S Hegde, former Speaker and Supreme Court Judge, and after retirement, he settled down in his own village, Nitte, a small village. Usual practice for luminaries in this area to settle down in big cities like Delhi or Bangalore. He came back to his village and started Nitte Education Trust and a small school there, particularly to empower rural youth, particularly women. Now it has gone, as the dean said, it has grown into mega education hub with more than 20,000 students spread out in 3 campuses, Bangalore, Nitte, and Mangalore, your campus. And we got more than 36 institutions under Nitte Education Trust. Your university, Nitte University, is the youngest offshoot of Nitte Education Trust. It has done well in the last 14 years. It's one among the best 80 universities in the country. And the recent second cycle of NAC accreditation, we have received A+ accreditation with 3.40 CGP out of 4. The flagship institution of the university is our teaching hospital, K.S Hegde Charitable Hospital, with 1,000 super specialty. It's a 1,000-bed super specialty hospital with good clinical load and state-of-the-art facilities. Your another greatest advantage, as the dean said, you have 16 rural health centers. We have got 21 rural health centers with dental and medical facilities. There are 16 medical rural health centers spread out in 4 districts of Karnataka. We are treating about 2 lakh patients free of cost or subsidized cost. And this will help you getting good patient exposure in the rural setting during your internship. Your college has dedicated faculty, very distinguished faculty. You have got full complement of all the in all the departments. You have got faculty as prescribed or more than what prescribed by an MC. And you have got a good medical education unit governed by very able leaders from the medical profession. You have got state-of-the-art skill lab for complementing your clinical acumen. Publish or perish is the present day slogan. Research, innovation, and entrepreneurship is the need of the hour for our country, which is aspiring to become 5 trillion economy in the next 2-3 years. Your college has the most modern central research laboratory. I'm very glad to tell you that we are one among the first medical school to start central research laboratory with the facility for research, particularly for students and research scholars. University has established several state-of-the-art research laboratories in the campus, ably supported by scientists, postdoctoral fellows, PhD students, and their research director. And I can confidently say that these facilities are at par with the advanced centers in the world. This I am telling because of my experience as I visited several good medical schools in the country and in the world with whom we have got collaborations. I request all of you to visit the facilities in the campus, see for yourself, and also make best use of it during your studies here and your internship, and if you can join for post-graduation also here in our campus. Definitely our seniors and the faculty mentors will guide you during this visit and to make best use of our facilities. I'm glad to tell you that we have started a Students' Wellness Center, which is assisting the university in the overall development of the students in the campus. Safety and security of the students is given utmost priority in the campus, and it's looked after well by the welfare department, student welfare department, ably guided by our assistant director of student welfare, Colonel Givari. I think he got biggest applause during this thing. I think he's interacting with the students. I'm very happy to tell you that he has started very innovative programs for the students. Congratulations, Colonel Givari, for doing good work. Dear budding doctors, you have chosen a very noble profession, but definitely it's a tough one and enduring one. Curriculum is going to be vast compared to your pre-university, and I would like to caution you, you have to be very punctual and regular from the beginning. I advise you to plan your calendar and master the art of time management and work-life balance. Along with your studies, also participate in sports, extracurricular and co-curricular activities. Try to convert your knowledge into skills, innovation and entrepreneurship. Along with your hard skills, try to hone your soft skills like empathy, emotional intelligence, and communication skills. Studies have shown that one of the important causes for medical negligence and medical litigation and consumer cases is poor communication skill. Dear students, don't get discouraged. I assure you, during these tough days, we, the university, management, faculty, supporting staff of the college will guide you and mentor you. Today you have taken an oath, or you are going to take an oath. It may be Hippocratic and it may be from ancient Indian physician Charaka. To me, the essence is the same in both integrity, mutual trust, confidentiality, empathy, professionalism, and humanism are the main ingredients of which are advocated in these both texts. And also, I request all of you to inculcate these qualities in your professional career. Dear students, hope you have read our vision and mission of the university. It has been displayed by the Dean. Our mission is to create human society through education and healthcare. Let us all stakeholders, including you, work together to provide and conducive atmosphere in the campus to achieve our vision of creating competent, skilled healthcare professionals with integrity, ethical values, and social concern. I leave you with wise words of Sir William Osler. I request all of you request you to read about Sir William Osler, Canadian physician, who is considered one of the greatest teachers of our time, called as father of modern medicine, who was instrumental in starting the state-of-the-art Johns Hopkins Institute with 3 of his colleagues from pathology, surgery, and gynecology, the medical leaders Welsh, Kelly, and Halstead. To quote, medical learning, as with all things, is in the constant state of evolution, and it's important to fight against stagnation of thought. Live neither in the past nor in the future, but let each day's work absorb your entire energies and satisfy your widest ambition. I wish you all the best, Godspeed, and success in all your future endeavors. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you very much.
Major Hiramat, Dr. Kishan Prasad, Dr. Swati, my faculty colleagues, dear students. Warm good morning to all of you. One can always make that statement safely in Mangalore. This day is an exciting day. Even after tens of years of teaching, being a teacher, the formal launch of a program when we have new students is always an exciting experience. New students means new people, new faces, new learning experiences, and therefore it's always something that we teachers look forward to. Dr. Kishan has asked me to speak to you about, he said, orient the students to curriculum-based medical education, CBME. Many of you have been with us for almost 2 months now, and I'm sure that you have a fair idea of what it is. But still, formally, it's always a good thing to review what this is before we start off. First of all, congratulations on choosing this profession and getting this opportunity to study here with us at K.S Hegde Medical Academy. We abbreviate K.S Hegde Medical Academy as Kshema, which incidentally in Sanskrit, Hindi, Kannada, and many other Indian languages translates to well-being, safety, well-being. In addition to being academically renowned and in addition to being a good place to train as doctors, we also pride ourselves in the fact that Kshema is a safe place where your well-being is taken care of. To review what this competency-based medical education is, we need to begin with a question. Why are you here? Anyone? Why are you here? Yes? Anyone? You're not sure why you're here? To become doctors. Excellent. To become doctors. Wonderful. So the question is, what kind of a doctor? And we have a fairly good understanding of what kind of doctors we want in India, because most of you, we hope, will serve India. The National Medical Commission has defined what are the characteristics of an Indian medical graduate. That is what your goal is, to become an Indian medical graduate. It's an interesting statement. Indian medical graduate should possess requisite knowledge, skills, attitudes, values, and responsiveness so that she may function appropriately and effectively as a physician of first contact for the community while being globally relevant. Like all good definitions, it's a very loaded statement. It says a lot in a very few words, right? So look at the attributes of an Indian medical graduate, what you should possess. And importantly, your role is going to be that of a physician of first contact while being rooted in the Indian ethos to be globally competent. So that is the goal that we need to keep in mind. Now, keeping that in mind, There are 5 roles that you are expected to play in order to be a good doctor as defined by the attributes of the Indian medical graduate. What are those 5 roles? I'm sure that you're familiar with this. Anyone? What are the 5 roles that you're expected to play? Pardon? Yes. So you are expected to be a good clinician because that's your primary job, to heal people, right? You're also expected to be a good communicator because communication is the cornerstone of any successful professional practice. Communication with your patients, communication with the caretakers of the patients, communication with your colleagues, communication with the public at large. Therefore, communication is important. A leader, because healthcare is a teamwork. No one anymore can stand and say that I can take care of you completely independently. You work with nurses, you work with physiotherapists, you work with pharmacists, and whole lot you work with the patient, you work with the patient's caretakers. So it's a teamwork, and you as the physician of first contact is expected to be leading this team of healthcare. Therefore, leadership qualities are going to be important. The 4th role that you're expected to play is that of a lifelong learner. Being a doctor means learning for life because you can't stop learning. Any profession for that matter, especially medicine, keeps growing, keeps expanding. There are new things that happen, and you have to be able to keep learning these things to be relevant in throughout a career. And the 5th and very important role is that of a professional. What is being professional, or who is a professional, or what is professionalism? Being aware of the responsibilities of your job and putting that above everything else as in terms of your relationship with your patients and clients. And this also means that you understand the boundaries of your profession, you understand the ethical framework of your profession, and make sure that you work within those boundaries. So this is a difficult job. Being an Indian medical graduate is not simple. You need to juggle 5 roles and be good in all these 5 roles. So the question is, how does one become good at these roles? How does one grow into each of these roles? 5 roles. No easy answer, but we say that by acquiring the competencies that are required for each of these roles. By acquiring the competencies for each of these roles, you grow into these roles. So that begs the question, what is meant by competency? Or what are competencies? In very simple terms, a competency is what you are expected to be able to do at the end of MBBS training. In your context, what you are expected to be able to do at the end of your training. Very simple. To be able to do the tasks that are useful with ease and confidence. To be able to do the tasks that are useful to the community in your roles, 5 roles, that are useful to the community with ease, with confidence, and with safety. That could be a simple definition of competence. Let me give you an analogy to understand this concept of competency or competence. Many of you probably have, in the last couple of years, started driving 2-wheelers and maybe progressing to 4-wheelers. So I hope that this resonates with you. Think of driving as a competency, a very useful competency for you and also for your family possibly. So how does one become a competent driver, a good driver? One, you need to know the basics of driving a car. What is a gear shift, what is a gearbox, what is this accelerator, brake pedal, where is it? How does an engine run? The basics of it, isn't it? That is not sufficient. You can be you could read lots of stuff on Wikipedia about cars and become an expert, so to say, about all types of cars, but still you would not be able to drive because you also need to be able to do the things that are required to drive the car. Like actually, coordinate between the accelerator, pedal, brake and clutch, and use the gear shift and steer the car. So doing is equally important in addition to knowing. The third thing is, to be a good driver, you should also Be able to recognize that there are other people with whom you'll come across on the road and respect their needs and safety. And maybe, for example, let people cross the road safely, not only when there is a cop standing there or when there is a security camera there, but even in the midnight when nobody is there, valuing other people's rights and responsibilities. So that is also equally important. Not just that, in addition to all this, to be a good driver, you also need to know how to behave pleasantly on the road. All too often we see incidents of road rage now. People get into fights, and I've heard even people being killed over quarrels that start on the road. So there's also this question of attitude. So to be competent at something, it means that we need the knowledge to do that, the knowledge about it, the skill that is required to do it, the values that make it useful and compatible with society, and the right attitude to do all this in a way that is safe and pleasant to you as well as to the society. So knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes. These are the 4 things that go into making a competency. And do you become a good driver overnight? Yes or no? Do you become a good driver overnight? Come on, speak up. No, right? So it is a progression, isn't it? You may start with an L board, and your parents may not even let you drive a car. You are expected to learn about traffic rules, all these traffic signals, etc., and maybe sit in a stationary car and just kind of play around with the gear knob, etc., etc. So this is the novice level, even before you got a learner's license. And then you become an intermediate, where you actually get a learner's license and you are allowed to drive in very quiet, safe roads, always with the instructor sitting next to you with the hand on the steering wheel. You are low on confidence, you are high on anxiety, right? When you're doing this, right? So this is an intermediate stage. And then with time, with practice, with repeated experiences of driving, you may reach a stage where you can drive on most of the streets. You could drive alone, but you generally, you may be in a stage where you prefer to have somebody with you. You may need occasional advice, once in a while, but you can do driving more or less on your own. You are relatively confident, and your anxiety levels are generally low. This is the stage when you become probably a competent driver. So these are the stages through which you go into gaining competency. And then as you drive more and more, as you have more experience, you can drive anywhere, anytime. You can drive alone. You may be able to handle unexpected situations. If you go to US, you might even be able to drive on the right side of the road, because you are a proficient driver now. You are high on confidence. You are not bothered by anxiety, and you may even be able to teach others. You may be a good teacher for others for driving. So these are the stages of gaining competency, from novice to advanced beginner or intermediate levels, and then becoming competent and proficient. Apply this analogy to the medical profession. We hope that you become competent physicians of first contact by the time you finish your 5 years of training at Kshema. You need not become proficient. All we expect is competency. And to be a doctor, you have to have medical knowledge, clinical and communication skills, a professional attitude, and the awareness and commitment to the ethical values that are associated with the practice of modern day medicine. So these are the competencies that you'll be training for. And if you look at, this is a nice definition of competency which will make sense to you now. The habitual and judicious use of knowledge, skills, communication, etc., in daily practice for the benefit of individual and community. Habitual, what does that mean? It is second nature. When you are a good driver, you don't have to think when I'm going to change the gear. You don't think. In fact, if you start thinking, you may start floundering, isn't it? When you're competent, you do things without having to actively think about it. So that's a level of fluency, habitual. And judicious use, when to do the right thing, and what is that right thing. That is judicious use of all these things. That is what we expect, that is what is required for competency. And you will go through different levels of novice, advanced beginner, competent, etc., etc. And the college is here to support you in that journey, and the curriculum basically provides that path towards competency. You are novices today, 5 years later, I'm sure that all of you will be competent doctors, and the curriculum is what provides you that path towards competency. So in professional education, the path to competency is provided by the curriculum. In fact, the word curriculum actually means track, path. So coming to competency-based medical education, it's a curriculum that is specifically organized around this core concept of competencies. So now you understand what is a competency, right? So this competency becomes the anchoring point for developing the curriculum. And it answers 3 questions. Just remember this, it answers 3 questions. What to learn to become competent? What should you be learning? How to learn to become competent? The third question is, how will I know whether I've become competent or not? So the curriculum addresses these 3 questions. What to learn, how to learn, when will I know whether I've become competent or not? So it's a wonderful idea, competency-based medical education, and it's a framework for training competent doctors. So let's look at the first question. What is the first question? What's the first question? What to learn? What to learn to become a competent doctor? And your curriculum document actually provides clues to this. So, you learn several subjects, starting from anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, on to medicine, surgery, pediatrics, etc. Even some specialized subjects like anesthesiology, orthopedics. So all these subjects, we have defined what are called as subject competencies. In every subject, there are subject competencies or sub-competencies. When you acquire all these sub-competencies in your journey, in your 5-year journey, 5.5-year journey, you would have achieved the global competencies that are required to be a good clinician, leader, communicator, lifelong learner, and professional. So that is how it is. The sub-competencies in each of these subjects lead on to the global competencies and then to the 5 roles. Now, these subject competencies define what you should know, what you should be able to do, what are the attitudes and values that you should inculcate. So each of the subjects, it's a massive task. You're the best of the best. Therefore, you're seen fit to take on this massive task. There are nearly 4,000 subject competencies spread over about 450 units of learning. But don't get overwhelmed by it. You will navigate through them. So that is a question of what to learn. How to learn to become competent. The competency-based education framework has many features that distinguish it from other types of curriculum. One is integrated learning. Learning often becomes fragmented. And there are a lot of connections between what you learn in anatomy and orthopedics, between what you learn in physiology and medicine. There are a lot of connections, and often many times those connections are kind of difficult to see. So integrated learning, our teachers will provide you these connections through alignment of learning classes, through integration of topics to help you see these connections better. You will be learning within clinical settings because that is your ultimate goal, to be a physician of primary contact. So your training is not going to be book-based, it's going to be embedded within wards and hospital wards and rural centers. Skills lab is going to be an important part. This is something which is exciting about the new curriculum. Some of you might have taken driving classes, and some good driving schools actually give you a simulated training first. Basically a video game where you learn to learn about the basic tasks. Something like that. A protected environment where you can practice on mannequins and models before you actually try things on actual patients. ATCOM. What is ATCOM? What does it stand for? Attitude, ethics, communication. So this is a bedrock of the new medical training. It's going to be a vertical program starting from first year right up to your final year. And this is going to focus on your roles as a communicator and a professional. Reflection. This is very important. The way to really learn medicine is to reflect upon your experiences, because nothing is better than your experience is your best teacher. In the long run, your experiences are your best teachers. So reflect upon everything that happens and learn from what you did well and what you didn't do well so that you can improve upon it. And I want to leave you with this: self-directed learning, lifelong learning is it's a commitment for professionals like doctors, and learning doesn't stop, and therefore learning the skills of learning on your own is the most important, is the greatest favor that you can do for yourself. How do we know when you become competent? We have assessment methods which are valid, which are aligned with what you need to learn. We'll provide you frequent feedback so that you know how you're progressing. The emphasis is on progression on this ladder of competency from novice to intermediate to competent, rather than getting stuck on specific marks, etc. So let me finish this, reminding you of your responsibilities. Keep the goal in mind. Keep your eyes on the goal, that of becoming an Indian medical graduate with all those attributes. Be aware of the expected competencies that you are expected to achieve. Do a reality check periodically. Ask yourself, okay, what was I expected to learn till now? Have I done that? If not, how can I make up? So do that reality check every now and then. Get the best out of everything. A college like Shema gives you immense opportunities. It's up to you to grab them. At the end of the day, it's for you to decide how much you want to learn, because nobody else can decide that for you, right? So it's in your hands. And learn to learn is probably one mantra that will serve you well. Thank you. Thank you. I wish you an enriching, happy and Kshema experience at Nitte University.
Everyone, respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and my dear students, I present to you an overview of foundation course. With the introduction of CBME, the foundation course became mandatory, which was of 1 month duration since 2019. Aim of the foundation course is to sensitize the fresh medical student with required knowledge and skills that will help him or her to adjust to the new professional environment. The 6 modules are orientation module, skills module, community orientation and field visit module, professional development and ethics module, enhancement of language and computer skills module, and sports and extracurricular activities. Now we'll play a video showing the glimpses of foundation course conducted for this batch 20, 21 and 22. With the first round seat allotment announced on February 1st, admission started on February 2nd. NMC mandated the starting of academic session from February 14th itself. With 71 admissions from 18 states of India, Kshema decided to start online sessions of foundation course on 14th of February. Our own learning management system, New Learn, was utilized for conducting the online sessions. After the second round of admissions with 140 students, Shema decided to start offline sessions for foundation course from 10th of March. Offline sessions were conducted in small groups where students had ample opportunity to interact with the faculty as well as their peers. Students were taken to the community as well as primary health centers to understand the structure and functioning of the healthcare system in India. Students were taught the basic skills like CPR, first aid, and sessions like universal health precautions and needle stick injuries were also conducted. The ADCOM sessions, the attitude, ethics, communication modules were conducted in small groups so that there would be better interactions with the faculty and students were given chance to express their feelings and thoughts. Students were also taken to the hospital Students were assigned patients where they got a chance to talk to the patients and know their expectations and reactions. A panel discussion was arranged from the ADCOM team where the faculty shared their experiences in the medical profession. Students shared their reflections in their own way using their creativity. A session was conducted on teamwork, which demonstrated the significance of working as a team with mutual respect and trust. A panel discussion was held regarding career pathway, and orientation to sports was also given. More sports sessions will follow during the academic year on Saturday afternoons. Today we are going to have white coat ceremony. With 70 faculty and 175 teaching hours, Kshema successfully completed the foundation course for 2021 and 22 batch.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I would like course certificates for the faculties to Dr. Swati, Foundation Course in charge. Now I would like sir to give the certificate of appreciation to Dr. Swati.
Thank you, sir. The Hippocratic Oath.
All the students to please rise and stretch your right hand forward and repeat after me. I, as member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge myself to consecrate my life to the service of humanity, to my teachers, the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the secrets. I will maintain by all the means in my power the honor and the noble traditions of the medical profession. I will treat my colleagues with utmost respect. I will not permit considerations of religion, nationality, race, party politics, or social standing to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life from the time of conception. Even under threat, I will not use my medical knowledge contrary to the laws or humanity. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Of ENT department and Dr. Siddharth Shetty, Professor of Orthopedics, to release the e-logbook for EdCom, first MBBS.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Nitte deemed to be University, our own Professor Dr. Satish Kumari Bandari sir, Dean sir, Vice Dean sirs, all the dignitaries and my dear students. I am honored to release this e-logbook for AdCom session, because anywhere I think Dean sir already showed a slide showing that a 1,000-mile walk starts with a single step. So this may be our first step in creating a e-logbook for all the modules and subjects. But the idea started with our colleague Dr. Siddharth Shetty, who is joining us soon. He was busy in his OPD, Monday OPD as expected. When we were discussing about this AdCom, Harsha sir told it is a vertical session and it will start in the foundation session and it will end in your 4th year. Of course, it won't end, it will continue during your life because you are going to be a lifelong learner. So AdCom, as already sir said, it includes attitude, ethics and communication, which is an essential part to fulfill the roles of Indian medical graduates as Harsha sir mentioned. So we had a thought of creating this e-logbook because people, you may have to carry 5 books, first year one, second year one, third year one, fourth year one, and during one internship. To avoid all those and to reduce the work and save the paper and hence environment, this idea of e-logbook was started we got it in our mind, and when we discussed with Dr. Kishan, he was very happy to take us to our boss, Prakash sir, and Vice Dean sirs we discussed, and sir also convinced that this is the need of the hour, and the next step is to go to Harsha sir and our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, who is already ready to any change and developments. And here, when it is not very easy to start anything, because we only good thing what we had among the bad thing in 2020-21 is the new learn. That is the e-learning module developed by our university, and we thought, along with Harsha sir, we sat for hours together to discuss the development of this e-logbook, and Harsha sir has given us a platform within the new learn, and today I am happy to share the same with you. And all of you know you have your login credential for new learn, and the same way log into the new learn, and we have a module in this. We have a module here. That is AdCom 2021. So how this is going to help? Once this started, and this will be there with you for the next 4 years. So importance of this is, since this is a beginning, we have not uploaded this too much now to let the website crash, and we will have a separate sessions individually for you, but here I am here to just to give you an overview of what to be done in this e-logbook, and how you will be using, and how we and the college will be using this. One is, we will be uploading the resources also as it is done in any other subjects during your e-learning methods, and resources you can access it anytime during the college hours also, apart from your college hours, and we will have activities in this as it is done in any other e-learning modules. And most importantly, the attendance will be monitored here, because as soon as, and one thing I want to differ with the Dean sir, that sir told mobile phones are not allowed during the college hours, but I request sir to allow students to use phones during these AdCom modules, because we want to incorporate this, and students will be directly loading it into the either they are entering their reflections, or they'll be taking photos of the reflections, and the same will be documented here. And Siddharth sir is here to continue with his idea of the e-logbook, sir.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, very good morning. As Dr. Vadish has already mentioned, the main idea of AdCom is this is one logbook which will be maintained for a period of next 4 years. Hence, we wanted a continuity and ease of usage for you students. Beyond that, we'll be looking at expanding it to individual subjects and even going on, as we already discussed with Harsha and Kishan, to inculcate into the postgraduate logbooks also. And you being the first batch, you'll be like giving us the feedback on how to best improve it and take it forward. I hope you will find it helpful and we get it better with time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. According to the new guidelines of NMC, modified Maharshi Charak Shapath is introduced to the students when they enter medical education. Now I'd like to request Dr. Jayaprakash Shetty, Vice Dean Administration, enlighten us on the Charak Shapath.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, the Dean, the Vice Deans, Director Curriculum Development Cell, my colleagues on the dais of Coordinator Medical Education Unit and a Foundation course, dear heads of the departments, dear students. It is something new I am standing before you. I request all of you to stand and stretch your hand as you did for Hippocratic oath. Before starting this, the erstwhile Medical Council of India is replaced by National Medical Commission. So National Medical Commission thought a due importance to be given when it's formulating the CBME curriculum and shaping yourself as an Indian medical graduate. You should go back to your Indian history and need to know what was done and what was the developments happen in the years of forefathers, what they've done. To name a few, it is Charaka, who's an excellent physician who has contributed immensely, so-called the Indian medicine, and made then patients to treat whatever the knowledge, whatever the clinical acumen they had. So National Medical Commission duly thought it is for all of you to take a oath in the name of Charaka, that is Charaka Samhita. So as you did earlier, I request you to stretch your hand and I read out the oath. As I read out, I request you to repeat the same. With my teachers and peers, my actions shall be guarded, service-oriented, and free from indiscipline and envy. In my dealings, I shall be patient, obedient, humble, constantly, contemplative and calm. I shall aim my full efforts and ability towards the desired goal of my profession. As a physician, I shall always use my knowledge for welfare of mankind. I shall always be ready to serve patients, even if I am extremely busy and tired. I shall not harm any patient for the sake of monetary or selfish gains, nor shall I entertain a desire of lust, greed for a wealth. Immortality shall not emerge even in my thoughts. My dressing shall be decent, yet impressive and inspiring confidence. My conduct shall always be appropriate, pleasant, truthful, beneficial and polite. I shall use my experience in actions appropriate for the time and place. I shall constantly endeavor to accomplish, keep updated with the latest development in the field and widen my knowledge. I shall treat patient of gender other than mine in presence of relatives and attendants. When examining a patient, my discretion, attention, and senses shall be concentrated on the cure of the disease. I shall not divulge the confidentiality related to the patient or family inappropriately. Although an authority in my subject, I shall not display my knowledge and skill with arrogance. Wish you all the best.
Experience on the foundation course.
Respected Dean Sir and all the respected teachers and my dear friends, a very warm morning to all of you. Our foundation course was a protean and imbibed platform wherein we all were oriented to get proficient. It touched all the aspects of reading, writing, learning, communicating, and most probably to come up as a good doctor after a course of 5.5 years. I feel privileged to be the part of the university wherein every aspect, feeling, and method is appreciated. We were very new to the environment, university, teaching patterns, but the way our professors compassionated us led to the adaptation in a cordial way. It was very helpful for us to understand our responsibilities at the level of freedom to ask anything. We made understand the responsibilities and the way to accomplish it in a smart manner. It was very helpful for us to make new friends, to understand the noble profession we are in, and most probably extensively becoming a good doctor, IMG. Thank you.
Very good morning to all. This is the last session of today's orientation program. So when NMC in 2019, when they said orientation should be towards the medical profession, about institution, about the college where you study, and any orientation program or foundation course should end with the white coat ceremony. So where you are officially inducting the medical students to a medical community. But unfortunately, because of this COVID situation, very rare exception, we are conducting orientation program as well as white coat ceremony in single day. So anyway, we have gathered here for this noble, you are officially inducted into with the Hippocrates oath or with modified Maharshi Shapak into the medical profession. So we have started we have concluded this foundation course with the orientation and the white coat ceremony. Of course, this is a teamwork where many people have contributed, and of course, I feel based on the feedback of the students, I feel it looks very good. There's some quote, kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and blind can see. It is till the conduction of this foundation course, the program should be under MU. It should be with collaboration with the Dean's office. We need to conduct. Then you are transferring these students to the first MBBS program. So as a customary, I have to thank many of the faculties, many of the those who have made this foundation course very successful. So today we are having our own Vice Chancellor. He is always a guiding force for many of our activity, and he is an inspiring personality for many of its activities. On behalf of organizing team, I would like to thank you very much, sir. And we are having Dean. I think sir does not want any introduction. Many of you have interacted with him. He is a role model by himself and a good clinician. So thank you, sir. Thank you for helping us this smooth conduction of this foundation course and make it success. And we are having Vice Dean Academic, Dr. Mirajka sir. He was the person who has structuring this foundation course, and also he has delivered the oath of Hippocrates oath. Thank you very much, sir. We are having Vice Dean Admin. He is a person who has delivered the modified Shapat as per the NMC norms. So thank you on behalf of organizing team. I would like to thank you very much, sir. We are having Medical Superintendent. So we are grateful to you, sir, occupying this, gracing this occasion and making it this program success. Dr. Harsha, again, does not want any introductions. He is almost like a father of medical education at Kshema. He has given overview of this foundation, overview of this CBMA curriculum. I think last year I attended, he has Gudward with a scoop. With that intention, I asked him, so this time also present the same presentation, but he has modified. So this time there is no scoops, but he has given overview of this foundation course. Thank you very much, sir. Next, also I would like, I am grateful to Dr. Swati. Again, many of you have interacted with her. So what is my job? To assign this some topic or identify some person, resource person, and assign her the task. She used to, without any headache to me, so she used to handle this program so well. At the end, she used to collect with so many photographs of a document which you have witnessed, so which is a collective effort, especially because of Swati. So thank you very much, Swati. Keep up the good work. I am also recognizing Director of R&D, Dr. Praveen Shetty, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I am also identifying Assistant Director of Student Welfare, so Dr. Basuraj, sir, Colonel Basuraj, sir. Thank you very much. I am grateful to all the teachers and HODs. It is, as we shown in the videos, there are 70 faculties. With just one phone call, they have immediately responded, almost all, without any hesitant, without any ditches, they immediately agreed. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much all the HODs and the faculties for making this event very much successful. And we'll be sending you the certificates. So we'll be sending you the certificates and also the student feedback which we have collected from through the IQAC. So shortly you'll be receiving the mails from us about this feedback and also the certificate. Hope you'll be with us whenever one more batch of students will come for this foundation course. Thank you. Special thanks to ADCOM team. It is an innovative and best practice. It is an innovative method. So whenever they have come up with this plan of e-logbook, so immediately we have directed to Vice Chancellor, and immediately within 1 week we got the written letter from the university. Yeah, we'll go ahead with this e-logbook. Anyway, personally, this ADCOM coordinators, sir, Dr. Vadish and Dr. Siddharth, personally they are not happy with this e-logbook. Probably their mind is little different what expected. As they said, it is we are taking the small step. Probably we will improve from next year onwards with the better of their expectation. So thank you, Siddharth, and thank you, Vadish, sir. I would like to thank all the technical team and the supporting staff of IQAC, MEU, and hospital or the college office for their making this program very much successful. Congratulations to all. Whenever I interacted with you, I have conveyed this congratulations to all the students, 150 students, those who have taken admission at K.S Hegde Medical Academy. You are the flag bearers, and NMC is very clear cut for your batch with certain change in the CBME with the curriculum. So they have said it is a new CBME curriculum. So they have come up with many special program. They are very much a clear cut. There will be electives, or there will be as administered Charak Shapat, family adoption programs, all this. So probably we would like to expect this very much with the outcome-based curriculum. So we'll expect good doctors when you complete your 5 years stay at Kshema. So thank you one and all. Thank you Jagrati, and thank you Pooja. So thank you one and all. So we'll break for a tea. So there will be for the student especially, so there will be a few more sessions left behind. So after that we'll proceed for, after the tea break we'll assemble back. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. I would like to request all of you to proceed for the short tea break.